Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, and I am your digital news desk host. It is Monday, and what day of the month is it? It's the 13th. I should know this. Yesterday was my oldest daughter's birthday, so happy birthday to her if she happens to be watching. But happy Monday to the rest of you that are tuning in. If you're watching on our website, WLBT.com, or through our news app, appreciate you being here. And if you're tuning in on any of our streaming channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, any of those, don't forget you can always join in the conversation here. Leave your comments, leave questions, leave thoughts, leave anything you want to say in the comment section. I do ask you be nice, but it is also a free country, so you can say what you want to say. But I do appreciate you all tuning in. And if you are watching right now on any of our social streams, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're here in the metro area, if you're one of the outlying areas, or if you're even farther away than that. Appreciate all of you for tuning in. We do have some stories to get to today to kind of update you on some things that happened over the weekend as well as overnight. We're going to take a quick look at your forecast, and then we're going to talk about some arrests that were made in the triple homicide case that happened in State Line, Mississippi on New Year's Eve. Before we get into all that, though, of course, let's go ahead and take a look outside. We're going to be looking over Forest with our Bank of Forest camera here, and very busy right now out there in Forest. Just make sure that you are safe as you're traveling. Beautiful skies, though. Beautiful weather is in the works for us. Let's take a look over the Riverwalk here in Vicksburg. You can see beautiful out there on the Mississippi River. Like I said, it's going to be a beautiful day. So we're going to look at that forecast in just a little bit and give you the details, a condensed version of the details of the forecast. Our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30 today, though, to give you that full in-depth look at your forecast. So let's go ahead and turn to the news and to some sad news that happened over the weekend, where a fatal crash happened over in Madison County. So here we have the Highway Patrol they are investigating a deadly accident in Madison County. So it happened just after 4:00 on Sunday, yesterday afternoon. It was on I-55. It happened between the Canton and North Canton exit. So the Mississippi Highway Patrol tells us that 26-year-old Madison Walker was driving north on the interstate when her car left the highway and flipped. She did pass away at the scene. They are currently investigating what caused the crash. That does remain under investigation. And as soon as we get updates on that, we'll pass it along to you. Then here in Jackson, the owner of a Jackson business, is left having to rebuild and fix his store after a drunk driver crashed into the building. So let me turn this down for you. There we go. So Albert Wilson has two locations on North Street, right across the street from one another. He says he received a call from JPD around 3 a.m. yesterday morning, telling him that someone had driven into the side of one of his buildings. So while the building isn't a total loss, thankfully for that, he does believe it's going to take some time to clean up and to rebuild, despite the help from JPD yesterday.
It's still dark at 3:00. It's still dark outside. So we had a patrol sitting out here until we finish, till we get it closed up. So I do want to thank him for that. And he did assure that with anything else we need, he was going to help us with.
So we did reach out to JBD. They've confirmed that a female driver was arrested at the scene and has been charged with the DUI in this case. Looking here on our social stream, we have Janie Hughes here is watching from North Texas. How was the weather over there in North Texas? Did you guys get any snow? Did you get a lot of snow? Did you get no snow? Let me know. I'm so glad that we are getting back into some more milder temperatures for the daytime here in Mississippi, more along our speed as far as winter goes in the mid 50s. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But I do appreciate you watching, Janie. And then we have Louise Rushing is tuning in from Louisville. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you 100%. So, police in Canton are now searching for a robbery suspect. And I'm going to show you the full screenshot of what happened here. Terrifying event, especially for the gentleman who was
It's still
robbed.
dark at 3 o'clock. It was
Here we go. So this is the footage from the robbery at a gas station. Incident happened around 9:45 on Friday night. Actually, this was at a liquor store. I'm sorry, not a gas station. I was on liquor store on Highway 51 that is next to Bumpers. So as you can see there, the suspect was wearing a mask and had a gun drawn at the clerk's head. Terrifying moment there, I am sure, for that clerk. So the chief of Canton Police Department, Otha Brown, says that the man got away with about $1,000 in cash. If you do have any information regarding this crime, please contact the Canton Police Department. Golly, that has just got to be terrifying to be in that situation, to have that happen, have someone walk in and put a weapon to your head. Absolutely terrifying there. Marshall here is watching from Gulfport, Mississippi. Hi, Marshall. Tracy is here in Jackson. Hello, Tracy and Louise Clark. Or says Louise Johnson. I'm sorry, tuning in from Jackson as well. Thank all of you so much for watching. Now, there has been a silver alert issued for a Claiborne County man. We do have his picture here for you. His name is Isaiah Buck, 27 years old. The Claiborne County Sheriff's Department issued the silver alert for him. He was last seen by family in 2023. Now, we don't know why a silver alert has just now been issued, considering that he was last seen in 2023. All we know is that it has been issued. So if you have any information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Claiborne County Sheriff's Department. Again, his name is Isaiah Buck. He is 27 years old, last seen in 2023. Debbie is watching from Yazoo City. Thank you so much, Debbie. Appreciate you tuning in. So over the weekend here in Hinds County, an 18-wheeler overturned on I-55 in the northbound lane. I have a video of that for you here. So the Mississippi Highway Patrol is investigating this crash. The 18-wheeler overturned on I-55 in the northbound lanes. This happened on Sunday near the 78-mile marker here in Hinds County. The driver did sustain some minor injuries. There's no word right now on the condition. We will update you as that information becomes available. We have reached out to the Highway Patrol to get more information from on that. Kathy is tuning in from Florence, and Jerry is watching from Chicago. Hi, Jerry. So Chicago, how is the weather up there? Are you guys getting snow, or what's it looking like up in Chicago? Let us know there. So moving down to McGee, where a DUI arrest has been made over the weekend. So it happened around 9 o'clock Saturday night, where this man, Joshua Poole, was stopped. He was pulling a trailer with an SUV on Highway 49. So officers said that they did smell alcohol on the driver, identified as Joshua Poole. They say that he consumed several beers before leaving a party. He was arrested for a first offense DUI and taken to the McGee Police Department. Hopefully he is a one and done as far as situations like that happen. Jerry, 18 degrees up in Chicago. I'm glad I'm not in Chicago. That is for sure. That is way too cold for me. Miss Brenda here. Brenda James is watching from Johns, Mississippi. I didn't know there was a Johns, Mississippi. I learned something new today. But appreciate you tuning in. And Miss Jerry, I hope you have a lot of warm clothes. I'm sure you do, being up there in Chicago. I could not deal with that. I could not deal with that at all. So something that a lot of you may not know about as far as January is it is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So officials are speaking out about not only the growing issue here in our state, but really across the entire nation. I've had an interview with Jody Dice, who is out of Brandon here, and he works with a company, or I'm sorry, a nonprofit called Free International. He also does has a program, a nonprofit called Say Something School Assemblies, where he not only goes out to try and help and rescue those that are victims of human trafficking, but also speaks to high schoolers, well, kids in school, all over the place, all over the country, really, to help them recognize the signs of trafficking, human trafficking, and things like that. So, and human trafficking can involve the use of force, fraud, coercion to obtain some type of labor or a commercial sexual act. According to the U.S. Department of State in 2024, there was an estimated 27 million men, women, and kids trafficked worldwide. So this month is to help bring a light to this issue and ways to fix it. And Jody Dice, who we're fixing to hear from again, wants this to be a month that we can actually help survivors also transition back into society.
This month of awareness should be one is what are we doing to help them put that behind them, right? They'll never forget it. But how do we help them put that behind them, identify that, hey, all right, I'm free of this. And now I want to progress in society.
Jody Dice is a really great guy, especially for all the work that he does in the human trafficking area. Unfortunately, that there has to be an area. There is an area in our country, but he does a lot of work there. He's actually going to be going to New Orleans during Super Bowl, because that is a very active place to be able to find people who are being trafficked, surprisingly enough. So our thoughts are with him as he does that next month in February, but also just as he deals with this period and as he works to help those that are victims of human trafficking. And of course, our thoughts are with those that are victims of human trafficking. It's, you think you know about it, but then you realize once you really start getting into it and learning and talking to someone like Jody Dice, there are so many different ways of our methods of human trafficking in our country that you would just never even think about. So it really is something that I would encourage everybody to learn more about, so that you can also recognize the signs of human trafficking and hopefully prevent it from happening to someone in your life, or maybe even you be one of the ones that help rescue someone out of that situation. So looking here at our comments, Brenda James talking about John, Mississippi. She says it's between Brandon and Puckett. If you close your eyes, you'll miss it. Well, then I will make sure to keep my eyes open if I go through that area again. The Mike magazine, Miss Angela saying, hello there, lady. Hi, Angela. How are you? And also she's saying how Attorney General Lynn Fitch has put millions of dollars into this, is talking about trafficking. She is very serious about it. So Octavia says she's watching from Possum Neck. Is that really a place, Octavia? I've never heard of that either. Maybe it's right next to John. Who knows? All right, so we're going to take a quick look at a word from our sponsor, Jackson Water. When we come back, we're going to take a look at your forecast then, and then give you some updates on the triple homicide that happened down in State Line.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And again, thanks Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus. Helps us to bring you this show every day at 1 o'clock, as well as the other things that we do have in the works for all of you guys. Octavia says, yes. Okay, that's hilarious. Possum Neck is a real place. It is between West and Kazi. That's hilarious. That is hilarious, between West and Kosciuszko. I did not know that. You learn something new every single day. That is for sure. 100% for sure. Well, let's look at our forecast right now. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures that are outside as we speak. We were looking in the mid 50s, which is much better than like the low 30s that we were experiencing. 59 in Monticello, Lexington, the coldest place on the map, sitting at 50 right now. But we're all generally in the same place. So if we look here at our forecast, or I'm sorry, our radar, you can see we don't have any rain in our area or moving into our area. We're going to have a few days of really nice temperatures, nice weather, not a lot of sun out there. So if this getting darker earlier is messing with you like it is me, it's a perfect week to get outside and get some vitamin D. So we're looking 0 rain, dropping down into the mid 30s overnight. That's better than that being our high. But you see our high is going to be about 55, which is about what we're at right now here in Jackson. And the next 7 days, in the mid 50s, popping up to the low 60s on Thursday, staying around the mid to upper 30s until we reach the weekend. And we've got that higher percentage chance of rain on Saturday with a warmer night overnight, 58 degrees there. But we're going to quickly drop back down to 35. Nothing too terrible is expected as far as the weather goes, just some rain in the area. So get outside this week while you can to enjoy the beautiful blue skies and the sunshine. Like I said, I will definitely be doing that 100%. Alex saying, bruh, it's 1 p.m. Actually, Alex is 1:19. But yes, that's what the timeline has. I don't control it. I just show it. How about that? But I do appreciate you paying attention. Thanks, Alex. Let's go ahead and look at the tragic homicide that happened on New Year's Eve, triple homicide that happened over in State Line here in Mississippi. So there has been an arrest made in that. An 18-year-old was arrested in connection to that New Year's Day shooting. And here he is on your screen. His name is Joshua Green, 18 years old. We got this from the Crystal Springs Police Department. They reported that he was arrested yesterday on Mathis Road down there. He was wanted in connection with the shooting death of Justin Bradley. Currently, he is being held at the Copiah County Jail, where he is scheduled to make his initial appearance before a judge sometime today. And we will, of course, be updating you when we find out what happens. Is he given bond? I'm assuming probably that he will not get bond. And I say that because this man on your screen, he was the first suspect that was arrested as an accessory in the triple homicide. So his name is Drexler Johnson. He was in court on Friday, and the judge denied bond for him. So that's why I'm believing that the judge will more than likely deny the bond for the previous individual, Joshua Green, who was arrested in connection with this murder. So Drexler, of course, was charged in the shooting deaths of those 3 people on New Year's Day. He told the judge he had nothing to do with the crime. Once Johnson has an attorney, the judge will then schedule a preliminary hearing. And unfortunately, the search does still continue for the shooter in this crime. We know that we have one person in custody as the accessory. We have another person in custody in connection to it. But what we don't know is this man that is arrested, the 18-year-old Joshua Green, has he been arrested and charged with all 3 of the murders? We know they say that he was wanted for the shooting death of Justin Bradley. But anyway, so that is what we're looking at right now. And then down in State Line, there was a prayer vigil that was held to honor and remember the victims yesterday. So they say just about everybody in the small town there, everybody there knew Rhonda Dennison, Lester Campbell, and the other victim.
We are divided. Now is the time for our unity to come together and do what's right to show love, to show peace, that God's grace and mercy will be sufficient for our town and the surrounding areas, because this has touched a lot of people's lives.
So a makeshift memorial has been set up at the gas station where the triple shooting happened on January 1st. I want to go back to something we're just talking about, something that I said incorrectly, and I want to make sure that I clear this up. So the individual who was arrested, Joshua Green, right here on your screen. He was arrested in connection to a deadly New Year's Eve shooting that happened in Crystal Springs. I apologize. I got those combined with the one that happened in State Line, and they are not combined, two separate incidences there. So I just want to apologize right now for putting out that misinformation, and glad that I got to correct it before the end of the day. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be the end of WLBT Plus today. I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then, of course, at 2:30, our First Alert Weather team will be in here with you to look at the forecast, the more in-depth look at the forecast, even though it's going to be a beautiful forecast. Make sure you're back for them at 2:30. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.